Hey, have you ever been afraid to ask God for something? Right? You think that, well, God's not going to answer that prayer. God's not going to grant me that wish. God's not going to listen to this. I mean, just, it's not important enough. It's not like some huge world shaking event. It's not something I think that God will even care about. And I think we're wrong when we think that way. Jesus said, knock on the door and it'll be opened, ask and you will receive, right? So if we never ask God for the things on our heart, right? I mean, he knows, but that communication that we have with him, it's supposed to be a two-way thing. It's not just supposed to be like God reads our minds and poof, we get the answer, right? Jesus is walking down the road one day. He's got the disciples with him. They're walking out of Jericho, and there's massive crowds all around him. They're following him. And as he's walking out, there's these two blind guys, and they're laying by the side of the road. And they hear that Jesus is coming, and they start yelling, Jesus, hey, over here. Hey, dude. Right. Paraphrasing. Hey, we need some help. And the crowd turns on him. Shut your mouth. Quiet up. Quit bothering the master. Just shut up and lay there and leave him alone. And Jesus says, hey, relax, everybody. Come here, you guys. And they stand up, and the crowds are like, wow, you're so lucky that he's a good dude, and he wants to talk to you. So they walk over, and Jesus says this to him. What do you want? And both of them said, we want to see. And Jesus says, your faith has made you well. And he touched them, and their eyes were opened, and they could see. Right? You see, Jesus wants us to ask. He wants us to be involved, because when we ask him for things, when we go before him and we say, Jesus, man, I love you. It's awesome. I trust in you. I know that you have good things for me. Can you give me this? Can you open the door for this to happen? Right? We have prayed at our church for things to happen, right? We prayed that we would raise enough money to have our sanctuary painted. Now, we're not a rich church, right? And when we started to pray about it, $13,500 came in. When our piano was going bad, we prayed about it and said, God, we really kind of need this. Somebody gave us $15,000 for a new piano. When we said we need money for new steps because our steps were broken down and were a safety issue, money came in and paid for the entire step system. You see, here's the thing. When we go to God and we say, God, we are so chasing after you. We want to be where you are. Can you provide this for us? He hears and he listens, and then he comes through. Will we have the courage and the strength to go before a sovereign God who wants us to be in communication with him and ask for what we need? Or will we just be silent and suffer without? May God continue to pour out his grace, mercy, and blessings on each and every one of us until we get to meet again. Amen. Amen.